Okay, and get the pliers on that, and then just tighten it up. So I've got that pair of mole grips which are perhaps better suited to this. As I say, I should really get out a pair of some spanners, small spanners, but mole grips. Okay. Now we mount the shock absorber into the hangers. I put those four together. Yeah, I did say do four. Okay. Yes, that goes through there. Sort of a, what do you call this? Actually, no. Its job is to go through the fastening at the top here and protrude very slightly, so that when you tighten this down, you're tightening the head of the bolt against this metal part here, and this is free to rotate. Again, shock absorber, it moves as the springs move, so you actually want this to be able to rotate slightly. And on the back of this then is this washer with a flange on it, which is also goes in there. That's really nice. I've forgotten about that until I saw it. Metal on metal. Now this has an anti-slip thing on it, which will stop it rotating, but there's nothing to stop the bolt in here from rotating. So a little bit of thread lock on it. I wonder why this is so long. This bolt is actually longer than it needs to be. Yeah, about 1/4 of an inch longer. I guess they're just reusing bolts that they've already got, rather than having yet another different bolt in the pack. So if you're a person with 3 hands, that's ideal for doing these sorts of things. If you haven't got 3 hands, occasionally having a helper can be of great assistance. Especially as helpers generally come with an extra hand as well, so that makes 4. Right, so that's that part done. We've got the hangers on for the springs. We've got the shock absorbers on to shock absorb the springs. Now we build the spring assemblies and the cross axle. Which is this relatively heavy piece of cast metal. And a couple of leaf spring sets. So these are real, they're not simulated, they are actually metal springs. That I'm not going to need anymore, so these things sort of do actually work as springs. We want the hangers here for them. All these, most of those, if not all of those bits. And we're now working. I've not got everything out just at the second, but I'm sort of going to put things together in parts. So I am going to need these. Actually, I will get everything out. Let's get everything out. So springs, cross members, the two plates, the 4 U-bolts that are needed, and then I'm going to need 3 nuts out of pack BA and 8 of the flange washers, flange nuts. So it's got to the point where I have ripped the top off of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You do a lot of counting on this. I wanted 3 standard nuts, I think it was, yeah. Let go. These pliers are becoming magnetised. Luckily when I'm doing jewellery, the jewellery is non-magnetic. Because aluminium is not magnetic, stainless steel is basically not magnetic, niobium isn't, so I don't notice it, but I may have to just demagnetise those. Okay, and then I need 2 nuts out of pack C, which I think is this pack. Welcome to the, why is it telling me welcome to the chat room? I wonder if that's chat has reset. So 2 of these things out of here. That one, let go, and that one, there we go. And then I will need out of this pack the things I thought were missing, which were these ball joints, ball connectors. I don't quite know what you actually call them. Daft, I've used them for years in modelling of aircraft. I don't actually know what they're called. There should be 3 of them. And that should be all the bits that we need. Indeed it is. So let's start with these 2. That's what I was looking for. Thread lock, because I know where these are going. Metal on metal. It goes through one of these. And now it goes into this, making sure I've got it the right way up. I think this is a shock absorber, the other end of the shock absorber mount. We actually build this upside down, so to speak. You're looking at the bottom of this at the moment. I'm looking at this thinking, have I done that right? And then that goes on top of there. Now there's pegs which sort of very nicely sort of just hold things in the right place for you. And then these go through there. They hold things in the right place, don't stop them slipping out, however. These are going to be metal on metal, so a little bit of thread lock. Tighten those up in a moment, because I'll put this other one through first. And again, some more thread lock. Okay, now that will kind of hold the spring in place. So where's my spanner? There it is. So these have got an anti-vibration on the bottom of on the bottom of these nuts. There is a pattern raised into them or ground into them, which is intended to stop them vibrating loose. And since these U-bolts can't twist anyway, in theory that should be enough to hold them in place, but I've just dropped a little bit of thread lock on. No harm from doing it. Now repeat on the other side. And again, your third and fourth hands can come in useful for doing some of this. Oh, what comic character is it that's got Dr. Octopus, is it? Or something like that. Is it one of the Marvel characters? Can't remember. It had lots of hands or lots of arms. Okay, I'm not tying them up till I've put the other ones in on the other side, just because it will tend to pull things out of alignment. It will sort of bend the springs in a way that you don't intend them to. So I'll get all four on reasonably sort of firm, and then tighten them down. Oh dear. Come on. Better make sure you thread these on properly. It was going on there a little bit cross-threaded. That can actually get a little bit frustrating when you're doing some of these things, when something insists on going on in a cross-threaded manner. Now this isn't, these sorts of parts aren't so bad because you can actually get to them. You're working on them like this. If you're actually doing this inside a sort of the body of the chassis or something, it can get really frustrating. Okay, so that's actually the front axle complete. Now what we need to do is we need the steering arms. So I need two parts here, which are part E9 and E8, which are these two things on the end here. Might file that one, just because I like things neat. That one's okay. That one didn't just cut quite as clean. Purely cosmetic what I'm doing here, serves no real purpose. It wouldn't matter if I didn't do it. It's not as though it's a bearing surface or anything like that. I'm just you really kind of are unlikely to sort of cut yourself on it, but there we go. So what we do with these really is just mount I didn't take notice which one was which. They're handed. One's left hand, one's right hand. So I am just studying the picture. That's that one and that's that one. Okay, so this one gets only one ball on it. Actually, if I remember rightly, where's that spanner go? It fits the balls as well. Because there's nothing actually that I recall in the manuals that tell you here's the spanner to use for that job. Now then, can I get these the right way up as well? So this one goes that way. If you put it that way, well, apart from the fact that the nut doesn't fit in its socket anymore, but it looks like the head does, it'll be in the wrong place when you come to actually put the push rod on it and try and set the steering up. And that one goes that way.